I watched a video where a creator was talking about another creator whose last year's New Year's resolution was to get rejections. And I was like, I don't want any of that negativity in my life. But the premise was actually so interesting because what it forced was for the person to pursue a lot of things that they assumed they would get rejected from. And I've actually done this before. One of my most successful years as an author was a year I had a yes year, where I said yes to any opportunity that came along, whether that thing kind of fit my idea of what I was looking for or not. For example, there was an opportunity that came along on like an old Twitter feed that said something like, do you want to do a mentorship with Writer's House? And I was like, yes. I said yes. And typically, I wouldn't have said yes because it turned out when I went to this meeting that it wasn't about a mentorship for authors learning to kind of like write and be better authors, which do exist. There are so many wonderful ones. It was about learning how to be in the publishing industry in some kind of capacity as a job. And I was like, oh, I don't think I'm in the right place. And the person who was my mentor was like, who became my mentor, he was like, yeah, you are. Stay here. And from that job, I learned how to be an editor, and I actually did get an editing position for an anthology at a really great and big book publishing a book box company, right? And I was their editor for that job. Actually, I have that book here and it's gorgeous. It's called Monsters and Masquerade. Look at how beautiful that is. And so I'm very familiar with having a yes man year, but to pursue the no's is interesting because I could say I'm going to go after 365 rejections this year. And that means I'm going to apply for 365 things, whether that's book events or trying to get into a bookstore. I'm not sure, just a bunch of different things and just seeing how many no's I collect because in theory, I might get more yeses than I ever imagined. And so at the end of the year, if I fail, because a lot of New Year's resolutions fail, I actually succeeded. And so that is what I'm planning for this year. Also, I'm going to learn how to longboard dance. I started longboarding again and I saw people doing it. And so this has nothing to do with my book career, but these people are doing some amazing things that I never did when I longboarded because I was really just a cruiser. And so I'm going to try that as well, just to be physically like active because I will sit a lot. So this is to 2026. I'm so glad that you stuck around. Maybe you can participate in this year of pursuing rejections with me and let's see how many yeses we can get.